As the early bird catches the worm, you know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. It's the pregame meal. Hey, we got you covered before the Falcons. We serving breakfast this morning. Y'all go ahead and tap in and hit that like and subscribe button. Let's go. BirdCage. Welcome to the pregame meal. You know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. You got right this morning, so go ahead, pull up a plate, pull up a chair. You know how we gonna get it. We got the eggs, the bacon, pork bacon for some who eat pork, and you got your turkey bacon for those who don't eat pork. Got some hash browns. We got it all this morning. But the best thing that we also have coming this morning is the Falcons versus the Colts. Today is a redemption game. We got to see how the Falcons are going to hold up to pretty much this ball club at just last week. The thing is, the Falcons have a chance to get back into the winning track. To truthfully, let's just be honest. This is a game that is very much crucial to the situation of the Falcons season at this point. And when we sit back and we pay attention to it, it's one of these things where you have to sit back and say, hey, what can we do to get right? And what also can we do to make sure that we stay on the winning ways so we don't fall? But just to be honest, there's a lot of issues and pitfalls that we've dealt with. What's going on, Uncle Sam? Appreciate you tapping in this morning. You know how we get down. Let's just be honest. When you sit back and you look at how everyone is viewing the Falcons, the sad part about it is this is a very talented team with no leadership. I'm sorry to say it, but again, when you have a used car salesman as a coach, and then you also have the offensive coordinator who can't coach himself out of a wet paper bag, that right there leads to destruction. This team has been put together and assembled to win ball games. This team has the talent to win ball games, but the problem is the leadership doesn't know how to take accountability. You can't be a championship team if you're not going to be able to take accountability for the screw-ups that have occurred with this ball club. And then not just the screw-ups with the ball club, you have to account for the fact that you're underutilizing the weapons that you have. Whether that be Kyle Pitts not being used across the middle of the field, you're not finding a way to use Tyler Algier a little bit more instead of just force-feeding Bijan the whole time, not even using Charlie Warner, not using different sets. It's so many different things that we can account for, but this morning isn't for us to go back on that negative. Today is the day where we have to talk about the Falcons trying to beat the Colts. When you look at what the Indianapolis Colts do well, they run the ball well. They run the football very well. When you look at the Atlanta Falcons, we can stop the run. But we've been suspect since Diablo has been out with that forearm injury. When he comes back, I think that still adds an element to this defense that we haven't had. But if you look at it, Jalen Walker coming back was huge. You have Zach Harrison coming back. That's going to be huge. And you pay attention to how the dynamics of this defense flows. When you talk about an attack style defense or whatnot, this defense is as vicious looking as this bear that I'm rocking for Shaw University. Shout out, like I said, we support HBCUs on here. So shout out to Shaw University up in North Carolina. You know what it is. But what I'm saying is this. We have one of the best defenses in the league. And then when you look at where they're placed, our defense has been pretty much top 10 all year. Really led the league when it came to total defense. But after the debacle in San Francisco, last week's debacle, and you look at the games that we've lost, that right there is hurt. So winning today is very crucial for the Falcons. When you look at the way that Indianapolis runs the ball, it's really astounding. Daniel Jones has to be ruffled today. You have to ruffle his feathers. You got to step on his toes, is what we would say. You got to make him uncomfortable, because if you make him have happy feet, he's the type of quarterback that's going to turn the football over. And honestly, give him time and you give him a pocket, he's very dangerous. So when you sit back and you pay attention to everything that's going, there's so many ebb flows with this game. You got time change over in Germany. You have the weather because they're playing outside. Like I said, it's a little chilly, but again, both teams are dome teams. They don't play outside. You know, the last time they played outside was when they were the Baltimore Colts and they played in Municipal Stadium down in Baltimore before they left in 1984. So again, the game is evenly matched. The only thing that I can say that is going to be a nerve-wracking situation is if it comes down to us giving it to the kicker. We got a new kicker in Zane Gonzalez. Zane is a guy who came in from Washington, and after he left Washington, you know, he was looking for a job. He's been bounced around more times than a blunt in the Snoop Dogg video. It's just what it is. Now, he's an 80% kicker, but there has to be a reason why nobody has held on to him, because he didn't have a bad year in Washington last year when he helped them get to the playoffs. But apparently he can't keep a job. That's concerning when you have a guy that can't stay consistent when it comes to keeping a job as a kicker. You only have one job. Your job is to pretty much put the ball over the goalpost. If you can't do that, what the hell are you doing being employed? Like, what's your purpose on the team besides drinking water and standing around and swinging your leg like a 9-iron on the golf course? I mean, what's the purpose? At this point, it's downright sad, because Atlanta has always kept good kickers. Morton Anderson, Money Matt Bryant. Hell, I even go back to Tim Mazzetti during the Grits Blitz days when he was here. So if we're going to sit back and talk about it, the Falcons have had a lineage of keeping kickers here. Jay Fiddley was decent until, he started getting hurt. But for us not to be able to keep a kicker, I mean, it's just downright despicable. But I'm not mad at this point. There's no need for you to have your blood pressure up, because again, this is what happens when you have piss poor evals. You have a guy that was one of the best kickers in the USFL and has an 83% kicking percentage that was begging for a job in Rodrigo Blankenship. And yes, he kicked in the NFL for a bit before he got injured, and he got back, and it seems like he's a lot stronger. So here's my thing. If you're not content with the kickers that you're bringing in, next year you got to draft one. Peyton Woodring at Georgia is one that you can look at. Definitely an accurate kicker that doesn't miss much in his time. Another one is Drew Stevens out of Iowa. You saw him drill a 58-yarder right down the middle. And when you talk about that, then it was in inclement weather. It was windy, it was cold, and it was in Iowa. Drew Stevens is a guy that I would trust to kick the football for the Atlanta Falcons. Yes, I was not what they once were. They would be fight last night, but what I saw from that kicker, pretty much kicking in hostile weather, even though it was at his home field, and not just that, he didn't flinch or fold when the moment was too big, when he had a chance to put his team up and help his team get back into the ball game, which he did. So that is the type of kicker that we need. And if you can kick in bad weather like that, you should be able to kick in anything that comes about. So the other thing I'm going to ask you is, if you want to come in, tap on in. I got the link right there. You can come in, talk about the Falcons today, because that's what we're doing. And this is more towards the fans. Right now, this is my time to talk with you guys and just kind of be a bit of a fan. Sean, better known as Turbo Run It Back, might be coming through a little later on today or whatnot. My partner in crime was here some business, but the business that needs to be taken care of is the Falcons handling business in Germany in that Olympic Stadium. When you look at where they're playing at and you look at the part in Germany where they are, all I can say is the one thing that makes me proud to say I'm an American, or really just to say that I did some, that hell, that we're over there on that soil. You got to look at it like this. Jesse Owens literally showed out with 4 gold medals in the 1936 Berlin Games. Rest in peace and shout out to one of the greatest athletes of all time. And you talk about, we always talk about different things that go on, and we always talk about what happens or whatnot. All you can do is just sit back and say, well, hell, we had one of the greatest athletes in Deion Sanders that played for the Falcons back in the day. But when you look back at the historical feat that is in that part of Germany right now, the Falcons are walking on hallowed ground. Atlanta's the city of, the major cities of the civil rights movement. I know I'm not going to get too historical for you today, but I got to drop a little jewel on you. Think about it. You got a team that comes from the belly of the civil rights movement. You got a team that's over in Germany where Hitler was struck down with grace and charm and athletic determination. If that doesn't motivate you to get a win, I don't know what the hell does, especially for this football team. You're walking on hallowed ground. You got a chance to get yourself back right in this game. Raheem Morris, I challenge you to look into the mirror, sir, and really understand the significance of what you're doing right now. I challenge you in that sense, because you have so many quotes, so many soliloquies that you throw out, and you're expeditiously coming sideways when it comes to not taking accountability, sir. The sad part about it is many coaches before you that would have killed to have the opportunity that you've had, not once, but twice, that look like you. Man, you got to fix it. You got to fix it, because Eddie Robinson, one of the greatest things that I remember hearing, God rest his soul, I remember hearing the story about Paul Tanger, the first drafted out of an HBCU back in the day, and first played in the championship, was a fullback and also a linebacker, and was one of the best to do it out of Grambling. He told him, he says, you have to make it, because if you don't make it, it's going to be a long time before somebody else does. Think about what's been going on in Atlanta for the longest, and you get an opportunity in a city like this with the culture that's around the city and the vibes. You're losing not only sixer, your locker room. You need to dig deep, look back, and see what it was that motivated you to become a coach. See what it was that gave you that fire and that passion to be a great coach. Because here's the thing. You have the makings to be a great motivator, but if nobody is buying into what you're selling, it's fruitless work. It's pretty much like going to the gym, and shout out to my cousin Sam Taylor. Y'all check out, if you're in the Atlanta area, check out Tailor Made Bodies, one of the best fitness programs in the city and one of the best trainers in the world. Shout out to my big cousin Sam Taylor, aka Uncle Sam. I love you. Definitely gonna have you on the show. So you tell about your playing days at Airline Sterling Sharp and what prompted you on the journey of physical health and mental health. So speaking of mental health, and I'm sliding in my next topic, the Falcons football team plays a lot of negative games on Falcon fans' mental health. Think about that, folks. There are so many people who love this team that live and die by the Falcons, and they spend most of their life miserable as sports fans. You can't get into any conversations. You can't, without somebody saying, oh, where your trophies at? Where your rings at? The NFC championships are nice to say, yeah, we got 2, but we don't have a Super Bowl. We don't have a Lombardi. So in a lot of conversations, we can't get in that room of debate. We have had good players and some great players to come through, but we can't get into that debate. If you want to share the show, you can. I got my man Pandemic in the building. I want to say welcome back, my brother Pandemic.
Hey, what's going on, brother Ryan? Oh man, I'm surprised everybody up this morning.
Man, look, I'm sitting here giving a speech like MLK's last one. That's
Hey,
how I
man.
feel right now this morning.
Hey, that's why they call you the historian, man. When Ryan speak, everybody listen.
Man, I appreciate you just tapping in with me this morning, brother. Definitely a pleasure.
Man, always happy to talk Falcon football.
Man,
Say it one more time.
Pull up a chair. We got breakfast on the table. You know what it is? Waffles, pancakes, sausages, snitch and groovens. If you've ever been to Germany and you know what that is. I mean, it's a ton of. I got a buffet right now, smorgasbord.
Right. Ready to eat too.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about this ball game today? Now, I spoke on before you came in. I was speaking on Raheem Morris and Alicia's eye. You know, we dragged this along, but today I just felt like I needed to, and this is me as a fan. This is not me as a host right now. This is me talking as a fan.
Right.
Just like I bring everybody in here when we do this.
Right.
I spoke from the heart, and I meant that because you're in a city of Atlanta that many haven't got that look like you.
Yeah.
And now you're going over and, you look at the civil rights movement, you look at the progress that the city has come from, and now you're in a position to lead a football team that people live and die by. And not just that, you're going to Germany in hallowed ground where a football game, you have a team that is born in the city of the civil rights movement, and you're going to hallowed ground where Jesse Owens won 4 again, racism, prejudice from Adolf Hitler, and he just did it with a smile on his face. And it's like, when you think the ghost of Jesse Owens would tap him on the shoulder and say, "Hey man, what the hell you doing? I need you to get right, get this team right."
I will hope he do more than a little tapping, but this what I appreciate about Arthur Blank too. And a lot of people don't know the story about Arthur Blank and how he became the owner, right? There was a big thing to do about Atlanta not having black coaches, right? And Arthur Blank bought into that. So, and he listened to the city spoke, and he listened. The same thing came about with the Georgia Dome. They wanted to keep the dome. He was like, no, he wanted a new facility. He got that done. So Arthur Blank, he did listen. So I give Arthur Blank a ton of credit. Same thing. The only thing that I'm not on board with is keeping Rich McKay here, but I know that's another story. But I think a lot of fans, share the same sentiment with you, right? I mean, Raheem came here with a story. He came here with a promise, and a lot of people bought into that. I have to be a man about it. I bought into it myself. I mean, he got me in the hook, line, and sinker. I thought he was going to be the man to bring that championship here. I don't know what it's going to take to turn this season around, but he's going to have to come up with another a backup plan or something. As they say in football, backup and punt. Because obviously what he came up with is not working. He made a couple of decisions that didn't quite gel with the plan that he had, right? He brought in two first-year coordinators, and I mean, everybody deserves a shot, but at the same time, when you come in with a plan like you had, got everybody bought in, got the towel board, the people in the offices smiling with you, but it's time to put the plan into fruition. It's time to make it work. You got the city bought in again. Everybody was like, hey, we got that coach. We got that black coach. We finally got him. We got a black quarterback. We finally got him. Now it's time to put the fruit on the table now. It's time for us to dig in. And the plan that he has, it has to work. I mean, I think Terry Fontenot said this was going to be a 3-year plan. This is year 4. Well, no, year 3. This is the last year. So I mean, it's do or die right now.
And the crazy part about it is, like I said earlier, this is a ball game that we have to win. Buckner, the best of lineman, he's not playing. And we got a body here. I gotta block this dude here. This is I know that I'm in the algorithm right now, so I'm okay with that.
Right.
I say when you're speaking, you think about what's going on and what's going down with this team. Yeah. This team has one of the best rosters on paper.
Oh, for sure.
They got one of the best rosters on paper. The issue that we have with having one of the best rosters on paper is when can we take this roster off that paper and when can we put it to use? Because
you
got one of the best running backs in the game. And the sad part about it is Zach Robinson comes from that role. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at, I want you to look at every running back that has played for, we can even go back to when they were the Cleveland Rams. Yeah.
Don't tell our age, Ryan. Don't tell our age, man.
No, I gotta tell. Look, the first team in Cleveland wasn't the Browns; it was the Rams. They moved to Los Angeles, so the Rams have always been a team that's moved around the NFL. So they originally started in Cleveland, but when they got to LA, think about it. You look at Woody Strode. Rest in peace to Mr. Woody Strode. Played in the league for a little bit and then became a movie star.
Right. Pretty boy.
But if you look at it, the Rams, like I said, the Rams organization has always run every running back into the ground, going that far back. And you look at the great backs that they've had from Hugh McElhenney, Paul Tank Younger, Eric Dickerson, Norman Cromwell. And these are guys that you watched that played against us at one point when you talk about Cromwell and those.
Exactly.
So when you see what Zach Robinson was groomed in, we don't need him running Bijan into the ground because every great running back that's gone to the Rams will run into the ground. That's just their culture. And you look at what he's doing with Bijan, we get that he's a great player, but he's not the only player on this offense.
Exactly.
You got to use all of your weapons because if you run Bijan into the ground, that's a wasted first round pick because you're not going to get everything up out of him like you're supposed to.
Right. See, what I'm fearing what's going to happen is we do what we've been doing with great players in the past. We waste their prime years. We wait until either that player has gotten injured and trying to make a comeback, or the player gets traded someplace, and then we finally get the picture. We finally get to get it right. But Zach Robinson has all the tools right now to be successful as a first-year coordinator. People, his play calling is suspect right now, but like I said, he got all the tools in the world to be successful. I mean, he would actually give his mentor a run for his money if he opens his offense up. But it seems like he's running the same 5 plays every game. It's like he's playing chess with the league or something. Like he's saving the best for last. I mean, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I don't want to happen what we did with Julio and waste his prime years, because like you just said, we got weapons all over the field. You got Drake, you got Bijan, you got Tyler. Darnell Mooney, and what cataracts that the most is you got a defense to boot with it.
Facts.
When the last time we had a defense and an offense?
But wait a minute. Let me.
Oh, go ahead.
Introduce you first, but you try to jump in. So coming to the cage right now and pulling a chair up to the table, we got my man Rick in the building. What's up, Rich?
What's going on, fella?
What's going on, brother?
I know you ready to
pass the biscuits.
Come on in. Yeah, we pass some biscuits and food.
No, the reason I was finna jump in is because it's something I was gonna talk about this morning, but then when I seen you on, I was like, let me just come on and hear.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna actually touch on this morning on my podcast is Zach Robinson still ain't learned from his mentor. That's why he can't surpass his mentor. Let me tell you something that his mentor realized. He realized what y'all just got through talking about. He realized that we can't run our running backs into the ground like we used to. That's why they got rid of Jared Goff. And when they got Stafford, somebody who actually can put the ball downfield the way he wanted downfield. Because if you notice, he's gotten away from the pistol to run game. They barely really run the ball in Los Angeles anymore. You see what I'm saying? And until Zach Robinson, you see, this why I be mad at him, but I don't. It's like a double-edged sword with him. That's why he get on my nerves, because I see it in you. I do. Because the last game, see, this is what I keep trying to tell people. I don't know what's wrong with him right now because you seen more down the field. This is how I know he had these plays in his playbook, regardless of what people say.
Right.
You seen more down the field throws with Penix in them first 3 games than you seen all year.
Yeah.
The first play in the New York Giants game was up under center, play action down the field. So I know you got the plays in your playbook.
Yeah.
Because I've watched you use them. It's plays that you used with Kirk Cousins last year that I haven't seen this year.
Right.
You know how much orbit motion he used last year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know how many times he spread it Bijan out and had Tyler in the backfield last year? You know how many times he had both of them in the backfield last year?
Yeah.
Like it's just plays, like you said. That's what we're gonna make me step in, because like you said, he could beat people if he'd actually his playbook seems like it was more open for Kirk Cousins than it is for Michael Penix, and let's just be real about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the reason why that, because when you bring that up, Rich, this is the thing that most people aren't paying attention to. And Coach Brandt alluded to this the last time he was on here with us. Sometimes it's not the OC. Now, right now, he's catching hell for a lot of the stuff he's doing. But this is the thing that no one wants to talk about. What if it's Raheem handcuffing him? Think about that. A lot of people don't talk about the fact, and this was something I had to really think about because Coach Brandt coached on the high school and the collegiate level, and he dealt with that BS. And I've talked to some other coaches, like Coach McGriff that came through here. That was another one. Think about it. How many times have you heard that head coaches handcuff their offensive coordinators because they want to do what they want to do, but they're not thinking about the overall performance of the team because of the fact that they want to be right and they're stubborn on it.
I'm going to tell you why I never thought about it like that. Because, see, my mind can't compute stupid shit. My bad. My mind can't compute. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm really being honest with how my brain works. I'm really being honest with y'all on how my brain works. Like,
right.
Your brain working.
I would never know, because the reason why I say I'm like literally telling y'all how my brain works. The reason why I wouldn't even think about nothing stupid like that, because you know what that's called? Shooting yourself in the foot. Why would I shoot myself in the foot with an option? Right. Now, hold on, let me finish real quick. If I did start trying to do that and I seen that it wasn't working, my mind doesn't work that way. I'm too competitive for that. I'm humble enough to understand that, okay, maybe this. See, this is what I mean by what I said on my pod, not even on my podcast. I said it on some post when people were talking about Penix. I can tell people never really got it out the mud for real. Because see, me having to really, 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 really get it out the mud and double back and triple back, sometimes I understood that sometimes my way didn't work. I had to get innovative. I had to get creative. I had to get out dinosaur mode. And that's something I learned in therapy, because quiet as kept, I've been to mental therapy about certain things in my life. And one thing that one of my therapists told me was, even for him, he said, you have to change the way you think or else you'll become a dinosaur out here. So why would I handcuff my OC? Because he's playing like a dinosaur right now.
Again, I'm going to interject in that, and then Pandemic, you can too. Yep. As I said, Rich, it's a certain thing that's called pride, because way before you came in here, I spoke on this. I said, when we talked about pride with this team, I said, when you talk about arrogance, Raheem Morris has all of that. The problem is this. He's too prideful to humble himself to say, you know what, I made a mistake in the choices that I made. He doesn't want to look at, and that's an ego. He has too big of an ego to say he's wrong and change what he's doing. Because if you ever look at it, all the great coaches, good coaches and great coaches understand that they have to change things. Think about it. Yeah. The legendary Bill Parcells said it like this. Go back to when he was coaching the Giants when he first started. He chose Mark Bruno over Phil Simms, and it almost cost him the job. He talked about it. He said, I had to humble myself and say, Simms is gonna be the guy that's gonna win for me, but I got to stay on the back of his neck or whatnot to get him to perform. And lo and behold, the transition and the Giants became a very good team in the 80s and then winning 2 Super Bowls. So under Bill Parcells. So I'm throwing it out the coaches that understand, that have egos like a Parcells, that understand, hey, I got to change certain things to become a winner. Raheem Morris has not figured that out yet. And the reason I use Parcells is because Raheem is a New Jersey guy, just like Bill. And you got to understand, Rich, I don't know how many of them you deal with in the music game. I live around this way. It's a certain arrogance that you get from folks from Jersey. And
man, it's a certain arrogance you get from folks up top. Period.
It's not all up, bro. It's not all up top, because I can tell you this here, Philly folks ain't like that. They actually humble, and they actually got their hard working blue collar folks, and they don't mind keeping it real with you. It's across the damn bridge you got to deal with that, and maybe up in New York, but Jersey is known for that. So sorry for my folks that's in Jersey. Certain arrogance y'all got, and I've been up here since 2015, and I've seen it. So, you know, me living across the bridge and having to having to commute and do things like that, trust me, it's there. But Pandemic, how do you feel about this when we talk about the arrogance of this coach, and how can he humble himself to get this ball club back on track?
Yeah, I mean, as a player, if your coach is, arrogant, let's just say like a Raheem Morris, right? I would be more to follow him if he can back up and punt and say, hey, I was wrong. The plan I had is not working. Let's do something else, But the fact that he won't stand down, I mean, I understand standing on business. You the coach. You made your decision and it stands, but it may cost you your job. So I mean, it's one thing to be arrogant and win, and arrogant and losing, because arrogant can keep you out of coaching forever in the NFL. I mean, because right now, if Raheem Morris gets let go from Atlanta, I don't see him coaching the NFL again. The only way I can see him coaching again is he turned this thing around and Atlanta becomes a playoff team. But your arrogance, in most men, they say pride is a killer among men, but arrogance is another story. Arrogance is a pathway for a fool. I mean, you can call it what it is, but like I said, it can cost him his career. Maybe he don't want to coach anymore. Maybe he's done. Maybe this was this one shot, one or done deal. But at some point, he has to let that go and say, "Hey, I was wrong." And you know what? He'll actually grab his fan base back if he did that.
But let's be honest, and I'm gonna throw this back. I'm gonna throw this back at Rich. But let's be honest, fellas. We really don't see at this point. There's a lot of talent on this team, as I've pointed out and I've alluded to. Anybody else that has common sense, not just common sense, someone who actually understands that you have a team that can compete for a playoff spot and also make some noise in the playoffs. We're not a championship team yet. I'm honest enough to say that. I don't give a damn if we get hot or not. We don't have the depth for the championship. We don't have a reliable special teams unit, and that's critical to making a championship run, because, again, if a game comes down to a field goal, how the hell you going to trust your kicker when you've had 3 kickers to come through here? So what I'm saying at this point, we have to change a few things here. Instead of lying to the fan base, hey, we still got some stuff that we got to grow on. We still have some things that we got to put together. We're not where we want to be, but we're on the right track. If Raheem could have said that, Rich, do you think he would have been able to keep the fan base engaged opposed to wanting to fire him at this point?
No.
Plain and simple.
Tell you why.
Go ahead, Rich. I want to hear this.
But it is one caveat I want to say to what you said. I'm gonna tell you what's really wrong with what we doing. I'm gonna tell you why a lot of his stuff ain't working, and I think he may know it. And I feel like, see, that's why I said dealing with Zach for me is a double-edged sword, because I feel like you sort of know it, so you trying to scheme around it, but you ain't seasoned enough to scheme around it, if you get what I'm saying. So what I'm looking at is the reason that what he's trying to do doesn't work, because if you look back to last year, this is why I say this is what I was going to talk about this morning. The reason why it looks like it's not working from last year is because we don't have speed. Mooney was the real speed that opened up that you could send in any direction, and they got to check him because he's the one with the speed. Being that Mooney been hurt so long, they're not scared of him like they was last year. Last year they were scared of Mooney. Mooney will make it because of the speed. So I just feel like a lot of this not working because you don't have the speed to throw it off. So you got to re-scheme. And I don't think you seasoned enough, even though it's stupid to me, because I could re-scheme it myself. I already have. But hey, that's neither here nor there. But you realize you got a basketball team of receivers right now. You don't have the track speed.
Rich, I need you to get back onto the question, man, because you're going all the way left field.
Yeah, my bad.
Come on, man.
Hey,
but because I don't think Raheem would have got the fan base back, because most of them didn't want him anyway. So it don't matter. He's a double-edged sword. He can win straight out from here to now, and people still gonna be like, they don't like him. They don't care that he won out from here to now. What happened to because they didn't want him anyway. So I don't really feel it's gonna be hard. That's why I hope he don't lose the fan base in full, because it's gonna be hard for you, sir, to regalvanize this fan base, because they already didn't want you from the get-go.
And here's the question I got for you, because this is something else I need you to answer for me. When you say that happens, do you think him winning a championship, or at least this year, if he gets to the playoffs, if that happens, we somehow reel off wins to give us nine wins this season? Do you feel as if that would put him back in, at least, I wouldn't say good graces, but I would say it's at the door of he can beg for mercy and get a little bit of a reprieve if he gets a playoff win?
Man, if he can do what you saying and even get a wild card spot, he could have the fan base like, okay, they'll still be mad. He'll basically be on probation. He'll come out of getting fired, and he'll be on, because see, I'm gonna be honest, Zach Robinson's still on probation for me. So
you got him on wait a minute. You got him on probation?
Yeah, Zach Robinson on probation.
Listen,
you good.
You look, you nice. I'm gonna tell you this here. I got Zach Robinson locked up in damn I got him locked up over in Alcatraz right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have him on Rikers Island because he got
but
see, I got him in Alcatraz West.
Because it goes back to what you said. If our head coach is handcuffing our OC, I don't know who's doing what. That's why I got to play it with a double-edged sword, because if it is like you said, and it's something stupid like that, see, that's why I never thought about it, because if I'm a coach, I'm not finna shoot myself in the foot by handcuffing my OC. But if I'm arrogant like what you said, being that he has been on the offensive side of the ball a little bit, I get where you coming from with that. So if my head coach is doing that to shoot himself in the foot, sir, you're on probation. If you do that, if you can't do at least wild card and win the division, or at least come second in the division with a wild card spot or something like that, but if fan base done with you, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. I feel like they really already done with you. Honestly, it's just me. I have hope for you just because I want to see. For me, it's deeper than Raheem. I want to see Coach Brick succeed because he did his job.
Yep.
And I know if another head coach come in, he's gone. Period.
And here's the sad part when you talk about that situation. For me, I think if you got a head coach that comes in here, and the thing that I said is if you do get another head coach in here, your brick might be gone. But if he's got the left side of his brain working, you don't get rid of a coach that has had a number one defense.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that when you look at what we have right now, see StreamYard to StreamYard.
Yeah.
What we have right now is a situation where Raheem literally can put himself in the spot where he gets let go. You bring in a guy like a Clint Kubiak. Clint gonna run the hell out of an offense. And with all the weapons we got right now, I guarantee you he could do something in his first year, just with raw material and understanding the offenses, because he was groomed in it. You know, you grew up in that Shanahan system with your daddy. Think about it. Clint Kubiak has 3 Super Bowls. Think about that. 3 Super Bowls. 3 of them, all 3 of them with Denver. And you don't think Clint was? Think about it. Clint went from being a towel boy coming up through the ranks, just like Kyle Shanahan. So again, if you get rid of Raheem, Clint Kubiak needs to be your next call, because you already got a defense, and I think that Kubiak could work with Raheem. I mean, not Raheem Moore, excuse me. He could work with make this thing go, because Brick already gave you the defense. Only thing you need to do is build up your depth on your offensive line at this point.
Right.
That's what you need to do.
But see, that's why I said it's an indictment. Truthfully, that Miami game was a real indictment on Zach Robinson, but ain't nobody gonna look at it like that, because most folks don't even know we got beat with our own pistol scheme on how you really supposed to run it.
Yeah, true indeed.
Mike McDaniels or Donald, whatever his name is, he ran our exact scheme on us and whooped us with the pistol. Whooped us with it, because he ran it how you supposed to switch up the formations. You just run them all out of the pistol. He switched it up from under center, out of the pistol, shotgun. He did the way you really supposed to run the pistol offense. And he whooped us with it, with our own offense. That's why I said, ooh, Lord. But anyway,
But I'm gonna back up and punt on y'all, man. I'm gonna take this conversation back. You guys were talking about a head coach coming in, right? If Raheem gets let go, we will not be bringing in another head coach. Our head coach is already on the roster, is already on this team. Jeff Ulbrich will be the head coach. He will be the head coach. He actually is not a bad one.
He said he didn't want to.
Trust me, with this team, it's not like when he was up at the Jets. This team is different. He will take this job. I can see him taking it.
But here's the thing, though. You sacrifice production of defense in terms of head coach.
You sacrificing what now?
And the only people you have now, the production of your defense when he becomes the head coach, because at that point he moves up from being the assistant at that point to being the man. And when you the man at the top, you pretty much micromanaging everything, and everybody else is running stuff at this point.
True.
That's why you got Nate.
But I got faith in Jared Gray, though.
But here's the thing. I was getting ready to say, Rich, I'm not throwing Nate Ollie as my defensive coordinator. No. He hadn't been around long enough, and he got to prove that. The one guy that I'm throwing in that situation, I'm throwing because if you look at the defenses that Jerry Gray has run, there have been a lot of playoff defenses under Jerry Gray. All I'm saying is
that part.
All I'm saying is this. When we sit here and talk about the offense is one issue. But when you talk about this defense, you can't sit back and you got a Ferrari right here and you can't put a Ford Pinto engine in it.
Right.
I'm just saying you can't. And that's why I'm saying, I'm not saying that Ollie can't be a great D coordinator in the future, but right now, no, I'm taking the experienced mind in a Jerry Gray, because you got to think about it. Jerry Gray not only is a defensive coordinator, the man played on some of the best defenses in the NFL when he was a player. Go back to those Rams.
I don't know how long Ollie been in the league, so that's why.
He hadn't been around. I mean, he's been in the league, but not as long and as tenured as Jerry Gray. Think about it. Jerry Gray was a first-round pick.
Man, I be forgetting we got Jerry Gray. I'm gonna just he quiet. He don't say nothing for real.
Yeah, he's a coordinator.
Rich, so Rich, think about this. You got your assistant D coordinator who's a former first-round pick, a guy that was a Pro Bowler, a man that stood. Think about it. Him and Leroy Irvin had one of the best secondaries in freaking LA with the Rams for a bit, and then he goes with Jerry Glanville with the Houston Oilers, pretty much with that defense. So let's just be honest. The man knows defensive football. I'm not letting Jerry Gray walk out the building, period.
Right. Yeah, true indeed.
At this point, let's be honest, fellas. You put Brick in that spot. Who do you bring in as an OC? Because I know Brick is not keeping Zach Robinson. I guarantee you he's not keeping Zach Robinson.
You just got through talking about.
Yeah, true indeed.
Kubiak wants to be a head coach. He doesn't want to be a he wants to be a head coach. That's already been put out there.
You guys will actually take Kubiak as a head coach?
At this point, because the thing is, you already got your defense set. Kubiak understands, and I get the situation in New Orleans right now. It's bad in New Orleans because they don't have any playmakers. They are just bad. It's not him, because before he went to New Orleans, he was a hot sought after name because he understood. Understood how to call plays because he was damn good everywhere he's been. Yeah. So why wouldn't you bring a guy in that's an offensive guy when you got your defense already set?
Yeah.
That's the reason.
The reason I was saying Jeff Ulbrich, right? Because he understands the offense, and the thing is, Raheem Morris has always been around defense. He's never been like an offensive minded type person. Dan Quinn had to learn that lesson the hard way. He had to learn that. He had to learn the offensive side of the ball, game management. It's a different hat you put on once you go from coordinator to head coach, right? So, but Dan Quinn actually had been around the offense for a while, but when he was here, he left it all in the hands of an experienced offensive coordinator in Shanahan, which we did a good job in that. But
Raheem was a wide receiver coach when Shanahan was here. He was on offense.
Raheem was the DB coach before he got
I'm
receiver coach.
Raheem
was the wide receiver coach in 2016, but before that, in 2015, he was on the defensive side.
He was over there with what's his name, Raquan Manuel.
Marquand Manuel.
He was over there with him.
Scapegoated, but that's
so here's a question I got for you.
What's up, 330?
Yeah, what's going on, 330? Nando, Sports Talk 4. Man. In this situation, when you look at it, you have to really say, okay, if you do bring in an offensive-minded head coach, Cliff Kingsbury is still on the table too. He already had experience coaching. No, it didn't go well at first, but it seems like on the second time around, it would probably be better, because if you look at Washington's offense improved as soon as he got there drastically. And they had weapons. So
he do got Mariota playing out his mind.
I agree.
You can't count Mariota, man. Mariota is a speaker player.
Points in a long time.
Got to get rid of the robots in here, man. We got robots. What's up, Will?
What's happening, Will?
What going on, Will?
Will muted himself.
Will, you muted us, man.
Oh, what's going on, man?
What's happening with you?
Well, not much, man. Man, I'm just hoping this team could at least compete and trying to get a win, man.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. That's a cry different from what your ass said last week.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Ryan. I was about to say it, but I ain't want to get him started. So
hell no. He got to own this, because he came in here saying the season was over. My dog got to own. Hey man, Will is my boy. I give Will a hard time and whatnot, because that's my guy. But damn it, he got to hold this one this morning.
Yeah, he really do. That's my boy, but he
got to hold this, because he's
crazy last week.
The season is over. He said, "Oh no."
Yeah. Now he talking about going to get a win. Boy, he must have had a good week.
Boy, I'm telling you, Will must have had a real good week, because I'm sitting back when I heard him say that. He made me just feel like Barry. Look, he made me feel like Barrington Levy just not just. That's how he made me feel this morning. Like, whoa.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, hey, if Will's saying that might be something good happening. Lord, please let that happen.
Yeah.
Will, did you tip the collection plate today? Because if you tip the collection plate in church this morning, bro, that might help us out. You muted again, Will.
Yeah. I'm going to church now.
Will,
get it in, Will.
Will finna be praying for all us right now, boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll be hopefully, we come with our dub when I leave church at 11 o'clock. So yeah, we'll see if we get this dub.
We got a late service, so game be over by the time we start.
Yeah, drink the Last Supper and everything. So hopefully we'll come with our dub, man.
What's up, Christy?
What's going on, Christy?
Man, shout out to Christy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, Clint is with Clint Kubiak is with the Saints right now, man. What you mean? No. All I'm saying
he said he was at the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Clint
Kubiak.
All I want is
my bad. He's with the Seahawks right now. No, that's right. He did
Yeah,
that's right. He left New Orleans last year. New Orleans was horrible last year. He's with Seattle right now. So that's my mistake right there. I keep forgetting that he left.
Yeah.
So no wonder Seattle's offense look good right now. That's on me, Derek. Look. Unlike my head coach, because I was preaching it, ladies and gentlemen, I was wrong. It's very rare that you get me to say that, but I was wrong on that one. So I apologize, Derek. That's on me, my brother. I was
just about to say that.
See, Raheem, it's not that hard to say you was wrong and then keep it moving.
Yeah.
Just saying. Humbleness is
one. Terry Fontenot had said he was sorry too, but he hasn't verbally said it, but he showed it in his actions. But he has an excuse though. He has an excuse, and he gets a pass because his plan got uprooted when Michael Penix became available at number 8. See, he didn't plan for Penix to be here.
Nah,
but when he showed up at number 8, his plan was for Kurt.
But people don't know this, but whether you know it or not, if Penix was gone, Bowers was going to be the man that he was going to draft probably.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people don't know. Now that was finally let out the bag or whatnot because they didn't know how Pitts was going to be. So all I'm going to say is this. If you don't have Penix and you got Bowers in this offense, boy, there'll be a lot of mad people, but boy, they'll be happy at the same time.
But since you brought up Penix, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Say this is contract year. Say he balls out. Say he balls out for the rest of the season. Becomes a Pro Bowl player. Do we keep him?
You want me to tell you the truth, or you want me to lie to you?
Hey, no, I want the Ryan. I want the Ryan viewpoint.
All right. Hell no.
Thank you.
The reason I say hell no is this, and a lot of fans are in love with him, but guess what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say hell no. I don't mind being the bad guy. I power up to be the bad guy. I'm fine with it. What I'm gonna tell you is this: the reason why I don't care about what my quarterback is saying right now. Well, I want him here. Dude, he wasn't performing when you wasn't here.
Yeah.
And everybody says the quarterback situation. That was put to rest when Brock Bowers had 3 different quarterbacks last year and had Desmond Ridder as a quarterback and was producing. And he doesn't have a sophomore slump this year, by the way. So that whole argument was put to bed. So I don't want to hear anything about the quarterback play. Y'all go to hell with that argument. I stand on that. What I'm saying is we don't need to get caught up like we did with Devontae Freeman when
we
paid that money and he fell off like a bad bag of dope. No, sir.
Right.
No, sir.
Right. Exactly.
That's
but here's my thing though. Why are we leaving these players, letting them leave the Falcons, and we don't get nothing for them?
Bad management.
I mean,
bad management.
We could have gotten something for Taquan Graham. I don't care if it was a 6th-round draft pick, 7th round. I don't care. We could have got something for him. I would have got an undrafted free agent player from somebody's practice squad before I would just let him walk.
My problem is this: you got bad management all the way around, and when you talk about it, you letting guys walk for no reason. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all I can say is this is getting ready to be crazy. You know what I mean? Coming up this offseason and really trying to get through the rest of the season, because we brought in an offensive tackle that's never played a snap as a starter or never really even played in games at all. He's been a practice squad guy his whole time. You bring in Stuber, out of Michigan. You bring in a kicker who's been passed around. Yes, he's got an 80% percentage, but you had a guy in Rodrigo Blankenship that was right here in the state, right in the same city, and he's showing you that he can still kick. He's kicked in NFL games. He's won NFL games. The only reason the Colts let him go was because he got hurt. That was why they let him go. He gets help and goes to the USFL and is performing. Think about it. He's got an 83% field goal, pretty much an 83% accuracy rating, and not just that.
Right.
He also hit a long one from 56 yards out. So you got somebody who can kick over 50. So
look, I got one better. I got one better for you.
What's up?
We got a guy right here on the squad right now that's kicking 60-yard field goals, and he did it consistently. He beat out Koo in camp.
But here's
so what's the problem?
Experience.
I don't look. No, you bringing in guys
with that, but he don't have experience, and that's the reason why they didn't play him. And you think about it, they didn't really let him kick in the preseason.
But look though, this is the thing. You wasted time, resources, and you wasted that man's time. That man could have been over there kicking in the UFL right now. So why keep him?
I want to.
Why even spend all the money? I mean, why even invest in it?
True.
Now, here's the question. You say experience. How is he going to get that experience? He's sure enough not going to get it sitting over there on the practice squad. At the very least, he can kick an extra point.
So you remember when we said we needed to build up the trenches too, and we're talking about kickers and things. And think about it, we've had a kick block this year because of guys on, pretty much the guys that are here. But I'm gonna give you this: there are 2 guys right now that I got to throw out here, and then I got 3 players that are needs. These are needs, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm speaking on.
Okay.
And most people don't want to talk. Like I said, I talk HBCU football just like I talk regular college football. There are a few guys that you can use right now, and I'm gonna pull this up before we get ready to get ready for this ball game. But it's a couple of guys that I believe that they can really help us coming in, and this is just me. A lot of people are gonna say, "Oh man, you just talk." No, this ain't me just talking. And ESPN rated them, and I'm pulling this up. There's a kid by the name of Bruno Anawuzer out of Virginia State, 6'7", 315 pounds.
Right.
I'm sorry, 351 pounds.
I'm about to say,
351 pounds. And he was the CIAA Offensive Lineman of the Year last year, and he was listed the number 8 player. When you talk about we need help on the offensive line, guess what? He would be a depth piece, ladies and gentlemen. And the problem with him being a depth piece is this: you gotta really, how can I put it? Hey, you got a bot on your thing, man. You got to ban that real quick. Yeah, you got to hit the ban block that. Yeah, you got a bot coming through.
That's on my page.
Yeah, that's on yours. So
I see it. Yeah. Okay.
So with him being 6'7", 351, that definitely brings size and weight. Yeah, he might be a little bit of a development piece, but let's be honest. You look at what's down there in Baltimore right now, and I've been sitting there talking about my man out of Alabama A&M that got drafted 4th. He ain't giving up a sack all year. Just leave it like that. But I'm not going to get too heavy into that. But then you have another guy, Eric Hunter. I watched him Friday night against Delaware State put on a show. Yes, they lost the game, but not that good this year. Eric
Right.
Hunter is a beast at that linebacker spot. Need a little bit more weight, but
I was just about to say that. Yep.
Need a little bit more weight because you're talking about a guy that's around 218, 220. I'd like to see him at 225, 230. He can gain that weight.
I actually want him bigger than that.
Nah,
you got to look.
but
Bertrand is 225, 230.
But here's the thing, though. The difference between him and Bertrand is
the mindset. I know
the mindset that he's coming in hungry and he'll want to knock the hell out of somebody.
Yeah.
But, but we're going to get back into that later on this week. I just wanted to point out a couple of players that would have fit the description. Fandemic, tell folks where they can find you at, because we got to get ready for this kickoff and I got to shut the shop down.
Most certainly. Guys, I got one key matchup I need everybody to pay attention to. Sauce Gardner is now part of the Indianapolis Colts, so look out for that matchup between him and Drake London. That's what's gonna make the game. But guys, find me on YouTube, Atlanta Falcons Fandemic. Find me on Instagram at ATL_Fandemic. Find me on Twitter, AF_Fandemic. All my supporters, guys, I appreciate it. I'm still tracking my way to 1,000. I needed just a few more subscribers. And we're gonna start getting into the business, guys. It's gonna be fun. This thing here, I didn't realize what the 1,000 subscribers meant until I did my research on it. But once I hit that 1,000 subscribers, guys, it's gonna be a whole new show. Let's get it. Appreciate you,
Rich. Let the folks know where you at, my boy.
You can find me at Dirty Falcon Podcast, where we talk everything Falcons. You catch me on there. I don't have a set schedule just yet, but I will be building a set schedule. And let's just go get this win today, fellas.
Right.
Rich is a true nomad, man. That's my guy right there. Rich just pop up, drop knowledge, and disappear, y'all. But appreciate y'all, brothers, for tapping into the pregame meal with me. I definitely enjoyed it, man. I love to see you guys for the post-game show today. If you guys aren't too busy, please stop on by.
Oh,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
it. As Ryan say, you either get right or get left.
You either get right or you get left. Appreciate you, Fandemic, y'all. Hey, man.
Hey, we'll see y'all after the game, man.
Sure. Hey, man, thank y'all for tapping in to the pregame meal this morning. Hey, we'll see you at halftime for the analysis breakdown. Let's get this dub, Falcon fans. Rise the hell up. Let's go.